The MOOC is a learning path that uses a combination of visual and textual contents in order to support the learners achieving their intended learning outcomes. An important part of the learning experience consists in carrying out the activities that teachers and instructional designers create in order to make learning effective. Also, this part of the MOOC can be designed in a gender-balanced perspective. With the term activities, we intend quizzes, both evaluated and meant for self-assessment, peer assessment, group activities, collaborative reading, or anything that requires an action by the learner to be performed within a given period of time. To design activities as inclusive as possible, you just need to follow the guiding principles and tips we already provided. Let me briefly recap them. If you are using a grammatical gender language, such as Italian, my mother tongue, do your best to avoid the universal masculine in writing the text of the activity. Try to provide balanced examples that include both genders. During a training conducted in the frame of FOSSWON project with a group of European teachers, I've been sincerely impressed by the number of STEM teachers who said that thanks to female names used in the examples provided in the quizzes, girls refer to feel more included. Do your best to represent the diversity of people and genders in all the activities proposed. Try to broaden your perspective and include people coming from different countries and different cultures. The MOOC is a course open to people coming from all over the world. Try to create a space for all of them. If you are using a real-life case study, verify if it is respectful of all people and if it empowers women as well as men. Quizzes are heavily used in MOOCs to test or self-assess what participants learned. Since the majority of MOOC platforms rely on them to provide the certificate of accomplishment of the courses, learners interested in pursuing an official recognition do not skip them. In a quiz, we want to recall a content in order to assess if it has been learned properly. It is a common mistake to just think about the theoretical part of the quiz and not about the sociological one, where our hidden biases can arise. This is a place where it is easy to forget to wear our gender-balanced glasses, like in this case. This is quite an interesting example. Pierino, male name, goes to university accompanied by his aunt. Not only the woman has the subaltern role of driver, but she also does not drive very well. It's interesting that this example comes from a woman teacher. Personally, I wouldn't say that driving a car is my best quality, but it is not something related to me as a woman. It is related to me as Valeria. Is this example enough to say that quizzes in the specific MOOC are unbalanced? Not at all. For instance, in the same MOOC, next module, there is an example about a successful sport woman, so it is quite generally well balanced. What do these examples tell us? That our hidden and unconscious biases can emerge when we least expect them, and even if we are women. So it is very important to have a collaborative MOOC development team to double-check all these aspects. Collaborative learning activities require a particular attention since they are related to group dynamics and community management in general. We are not going to analyze them in depth here. Just consider that, apart from including in groups a balanced number of women and men, it is important to encourage gender awareness among learners. Have you encouraged students to reflect on the gender balance in their group and on the roles taken and given in their group? Are the groups gendered? Who gets more or less attention? Who takes up more or less space? Are they all included and is gender-conscious language used? You can suggest that learners in the group change roles from time to time and that they pay attention to the dynamics of the group from a gender perspective. Your job as a teacher or as an instructional designer is to work with the tutor or the community manager of the course to monitor this aspect. Even if it is not directly related to the design of the MOOC, another space to be monitored from a gender perspective is the forum of the course, if any. Generally speaking, there are strict rules to interact in a correct and polite way when entering these online spaces, but read the discussions and ask yourself, is the discussion space giving all learners the possibility to interact equally, or are males' voices dominant? You can discuss with your tutor or community manager how to keep this aspect under control. And finally, one of the added values you can provide in the MOOC is to open spaces to interact directly also with women in science. If you have the opportunity, why don't consider the idea of having a webinar with a STEM woman in your field? It is an opportunity to make room for women's success stories and to provide real-life examples in order to make evident for girls that a STEM career does not depend on gender, but just on personal skills and attitudes.